Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, our economic and employment decline is continuing, in spite of what the media may be telling you. Um, you know, they keep on talking, and I'm not going to go into the unemployment rate at this point because it is completely irrelevant. The way that unemployment is reported is completely false, and I've gone through that too many times, but now it's on steroids. Let's take a look at a couple of things here. All right, so this is the labor participation rate, LPR. So I want you to look at where it's at right now, 61.8%. That means that, 38.2% of Americans are not in the labor participation rate. Right? People that are eligible to be counted in the LPR. Now, for a short note, let's take a quick look at this number right here. Dang it. Okay. April of 2020, it was at 60.2%. That will become relevant in a moment. But overall, I want you to look at where this has been going for so many years. Look at where it was at. Okay, dang it. Okay, February of 2002, it was 66.8%. So, that's considerably higher when you consider the millions of people that are being counted. So, anyway, so this all of that becomes relevant. You think about the fact that in September and October, nearly 9 million people quit their jobs. So they're not being reflected on this as yet. They're not even showing. The way that this works is that there's always a lag of 2 to 3 months at least. If you quit your job today, the government is not going to assume that you are unemployed. You may not apply for unemployment because you quit. You're not eligible for it. But that doesn't mean you're not looking for another job. You get hired, after a week or two. Well, yeah, you're not going to, that just breaks even. There's no difference in the labor participation rate in that case. But come January, February, March, and suddenly what you're going to see on the labor participation rate, I'll do a video on it at the time, is that you're going to see this suddenly drop off a cliff, not as much as April of 2020, but it's going to be a significant and measurable drop. So, other information that is relevant here. Okay, this is also from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay, so thus far this year, monthly job growth has averaged 555,000. Non-farm employment has increased by 18.5 million since April 2020. April of 2020. See, April. They're measuring it from the bottom. But is down by 3.9 million or 2.6% from its pre-pandemic level in February of 2020. Okay? So we have lost 3.9 million jobs since February of 2020. This goes into the details on some of this. All right, employment and professional and business services. Overall, is 69,000 below its level in February of 2020. All right. Construction employment is 115,000 below its February 2020 level. So, yeah, but look what is going up. Employment in financial activities, financial services has gone up. Why? Why is that going up? Why do you think? Post your thoughts in the comments below. All right, and down here, okay, retail trade employment is 176,000 lower than in February of 2020. So all of those play into the 3.9 million. So those aren't in addition to. But none of that includes the labor participation rate. Those numbers are on top of the decline in the labor participation rate. All right, so anyway, keep in mind that all of this, I haven't gone into the U6 unemployment rate, which measures how many people are underemployed. So that's a whole different issue, but how do you have 38% of the population that are out of the labor participation, out of the labor force, and you got 4% unemployment because of the way that they measure unemployment? And how is it that under Trump, they were reporting, a 4-point-some% unemployment rate? We've lost nearly 4 million jobs, and we've still got a 4-point-something unemployment rate. How does that work? Well, it's because people are quitting. They're not looking for another job. That's the only way in which they can report these numbers. And then they, of course, have a lag on one number, which allows them to delay reporting on it. So they're going to close out the year claiming a 4-point-something unemployment rate when it's absolutely not true. But they're still going to be reporting a very low unemployment rate, even when the labor participation rate report comes out and shows just how many more people have dropped out of the labor force. All right. Other factors that are going on right now, the Federal Reserve is holding their December meeting. At this meeting, they are expected to to announce that they are going to accelerate the tapering. That doesn't mean that they're going to stop pumping money, liquidity into the market. They're just going to slow down on doing this, creating money out of thin air, creating more debt to buy up mortgage-backed securities and junk bonds and so forth and so on. They also have not said that they are going to slow down on their bailout of the repo market. They are still propping up these failing banks to the tune of over $1 trillion a month. Think about that. These banks are doing so badly that they have to borrow over $1 trillion a month. And when the loan comes due, they just they extend the loan, they renew the loan, and they keep on going further in debt, because at any interest rate, they're still going further into debt every time that they take out another loan, renew an existing loan, etc. So at some point, this is all going to come home to roost. And I expect to see a chain of bank failures occurring. And like it or not, Evergrande has little or nothing to do with that. It doesn't. If you add up all of the debts of Evergrande, it doesn't come out to $1 trillion a month. So you can stop blaming China. Just stop it. All right, so another factor that is affecting the economy is, of course, oil, energy, gas, etc., fossil fuels. Okay, oil had gone down for a short while, but has recovered slightly, not back up to $80 a barrel. But they're still claiming that there's an increase in demand, even though we've got 520. I think they've opened up a few wells, so I think we're somewhere between 510 and 515 fewer active wells in the United States right now than we had in 2019. So, anyway, if you read oilprice.com, you're going to hear directly dissenting opinions. On one hand, OPEC Plus is saying they are not going to reduce oil production. They are going to increase production, but not quickly. They still, what they're trying to do is balance out and keep the prices up, but not so high that nobody's buying it. And on the other hand, you've got different opinions here. Oil traders are trying to force the price of oil up to over $200 a barrel, and possibly as high as $300 a barrel. But if oil production keeps ahead of demand, some sources are saying that there's going to be an oversupply by early 2022, which is going to force prices down. And it doesn't matter what those oil traders do. They can try and buy up the entire supply. But what happens from there, that oil is not making them money while it is sitting there. And if the price continues to decline, then they lose money. Remember last year that the price of oil actually went negative, and traders had to pay people to take oil off their hands. So if that oil is just sitting, it's not doing anything, they're not making any money off it. So, and a continued, if there's a balance, it's going to stay exactly where it is. If oil production goes up, the price goes down. So the only choice would be to reduce production even more. But at this point, you're playing around with massive social uprising on this, because you're literally killing people. You are literally killing people. People that cannot afford to pay their utility bills, cannot afford to go to work, etc. These people, you are killing people. It's winter time. If they cannot pay their utility bills, what is going to happen to these people? Even if the cold doesn't kill them directly, then they can wind up getting quite ill, get pneumonia, and that kills them. And we're still in a pandemic. So you increase the risk of many forms of illness. Numerous viruses, the cold, bacterial infections, etc. And cold makes it so that your body is less able to fight back against these things. So your death rate goes up and social unrest becomes a real factor to deal with. Anyway, so stop believing any of this stuff that we're in any kind of recovery. Stop believing this stuff about, the job market and the unemployment rate. Stop believing any of that. Okay? So, anyway, share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.